Okay, so this is going to be the Mermalair section of the NG Plus tutorial. So we just finished rock bottom. We should have 40 spatulas and 19 socks, leaving rock bottom. So we're going to go up and warp 2 on top of Shady Shoals. So you can use the sponge ball and kind of get a boost off of the crater to get up here. It's a little bit faster. And we just want to go in. You want to get a cruise boost here. It's not explicitly necessary to cruise boost right there, but it's a lot easier to do this level with a cruise boost and it's faster. Avoid the ARF. You can bash up here. You want to like point your camera so you're going to go into the loading zone here. It's pretty hard to miss this, but it does happen, so if you're concerned about it, you can just bowl before touching the spatula and then go into the loading zone. So if you fall at some point here, like if you have a bad angle and you fall down right here, it's not the end of the world. You just jump up this way. And you need to jump up and ledge grab right here. So it's not the end of the world, it just loses like 12 seconds or something. Yeah, that's lobby. Lobby's pretty easy. You can do a little boost there if you want, saves a little bit of time. Talk to Mermaid Man here if you want to get the warp for this part. Because if you fall at any point during this challenge, you don't have the warp for funnel machines, so you would have to go back to where Squidward is and walk all the way back. Throw the melon like at the edge there, you can jump over. Belly flopping in the direction of these melons destroys them quicker. It makes grabbing the next one faster, basically. This challenge is honestly pretty straightforward. Make sure you stay along the left side here so that none of these cannonballs can hit you. So here, talk to Mermaid Man and then pay the clam. It's the fastest way of doing this. And go over here, get the spatula. So that's a pretty easy spatula. It's not a very fast spatula, but it's one of the better options we have in this route. This is also like really easy as opposed to like doing this level without both of these melons challenges. So slamming these buttons is overall faster if you do it perfectly. I personally use the melon for 6 out of 8 of these buttons. But if you want, you can do the slams here. It does save around half a second if you do optimal slams versus optimal melons. So, whatever you want. Slams is really easy to remember what to do though, if you're not too familiar with like routes and stuff. Hit the button, do not forget that button. And now we're gonna do slide skip. So, when you're on the edge right here, you can just build up speed forever until you're at maximum speed. You can also get off of it for some reason. So you want to get on the edge here, and I like to count out 5 seconds out loud. Yeah. If that happens, you just reload the level, try again. So I count out 5 seconds out loud because that's how long you need to stay on here to build up speed for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well I jumped in the wrong spot. You want to jump like pretty much straight forward and then angle yourself to the right before you try and make the big jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So straight, right. You can wait for longer if you want to make this jump more lenient, but you only have to wait for 5 seconds. So I'm going to wait for like 7 or 8 seconds this time and show that you can still do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, you can still do it if you wait for longer periods of time. It's just you're gonna have more speed, so you need to change the setup. So you need to be like sliding on the red part of the slide, and then like you need to have a rightwards angle before you try and make the jump over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you were paying attention to controller cam, I angled the stick to the right, like as I was landing on the red part and before I made the jump. And that's very important to doing that part. So you need to make it to prawn here, and we're gonna do prawn skip. Come on. Alright. So you want to jump up here with like a full jump, and you can just bash. You need to be standing in the right spot. I guess I should have explained that better and done that a little slower. So, full jump. Okay, that was a little bit more than a full jump. You can ledge grab there if you want to make that setup free to get up here. So I do like, I guess it's a medium jump. I thought it was a full jump, but it's kind of hard to like explain it without doing it. So yeah, the free way to make it up here is to land on like the fence and then bash to the right. But if you don't want to do that, you can jump up on it, jump up on the red part, and then jump up to where you can clip out. Right here. So when you're in this position, just press L like 4 times. You need to be ready to turn around though once you do clip out, or else you're just gonna fall down and have to do it again. So if you're unfamiliar with this skip, you can jump from like right here, you can jump from like right here, and do just like a jump spin. Except I don't know where the trigger is when I do it that way. So this is like the backup strat, you just mash bash. But here I'm going to just show like the faster way, because I think it's easier and a lot of other people think it's easier than the quote-unquote beginner method. But it's kind of like harder to set up. So you just bash up here, double jump spin. What I like to do personally is I point the camera down. You can like go watch any of my PBs and see how I do this if you want to like see how I do it. But the point is that you want to jump towards where the spawn point of the level is. Because that's where the invisible trigger to end the boss fight is at the spawn point of the level. So it would be like, I guess I could reload the level, show exactly where that is. Right here. If you want to use this as a visual guide, it's like, you see this like red part at the gate, you want to aim like right in front of that, basically. But yeah, if you don't want to do prawn skip, you can just go fight prawn. It loses like 40 seconds, so I don't recommend it, but it is an option. Shift also goes over prawn skip in his beginner tutorial, but again, I don't like the beginner's quote-unquote setup that he shows personally, but if you find success with it, it's fine. Whatever setup works for you is fine. You can use that. Alright, so come over here, we're going to go into security tunnel. So there's the method without cruise boosting, which I'll show right now. If I can get up there. There we go. Okay, well, I just straight up missed. Okay, so yeah, something like that. You would just do it without cruise boosting. That's the non-cruise boosting method. I'm gonna kind of get rid of the robots here to sort of show some important details about this. So you're aiming for this flower pattern on the wall that's like right here. I do a jump, double jump, and then quick spin to get my jumps back. Some people just double jump. Yeah, but whatever way works for you is fine. The method without cruise boosting only loses like 5 seconds or something. So if you're more comfortable doing it that way, then go for it. But so this is going to be right side. So we're going to aim for the exact same spot and just mash, okay. Or we're going to miss entirely. So you would spawn in, get a cruise boost. Aim for the exact same spot and just mash the bash button, and then mash jump to get up. So you can bash up on top of the gate on the right side over here. Not all that hard. Just need to space it correctly. You would come over here and just jump across. Pretty easy. Bowl the button. Come up, get the spatula. So now I'm going to show the other way of doing it with cruise boosting, which in my opinion is harder, but it's just as fast. So if you think it's easier, then you can go for it. Okay, I messed it up already. This spacing's okay, cool. I'm gonna get rid of the chuck to show this better. And the hammer bot, because why not? Okay, well I destroyed one of the Tifis somehow. I don't even know how I managed to do that. But I did. If you want, you can destroy those robots before you actually attempt security tunnel, but you don't really need to. So you just bash, slam up here, or on the side, bash, bash again. You want to mash, bash here for the second one. So you want to like go to the left with the first one and then back around to the right by the time it ends, so that you land on the other part up here. And you need to be holding right during the second bash so that you get the angle to get up here. But at this point you can just jump across. If the ARF guy is here, get rid of him. Just bowl this button. Pretty easy. Security tunnel with cruise boosting takes a little practice, but I think it takes practice either way you learn it. So just whatever way you're comfortable with is fine for security tunnel. All the methods are pretty similar in speed. So bowl this button. Do not forget to bowl the buttons. And just head on to the exit. So there's a trick you can do here where you just bowl the button, and then you cruise boost. Let's see if I get it. Yeah. So if you touch the other spatula during the animation. Okay, well you're gonna get 2 animations, but you can warp before the second one ends. So like, at any point during the second animation, you can just warp away, which is why it saves time to do that. It saves like 4 seconds if you do it this way. So if you're not really confident in your cruise boosting, you don't have to go for it. It's just a quick little time saver. Also, you have to have a pretty specific angle to go like straight this way and hit the spatula. So yeah, like once you've collected the spatulas, we should have 47 spatulas and 19 socks by the time we're done with Mermalair. Also, if you're curious, I chose not to add ballroom clip to this, but if you want to, you can, because it's a really fast spatula. You would just do ballroom clip in the middle of that walking segment in the ballroom. So yeah, you can do ballroom clip in this category if you already know how to do it. You can replace any of the spatulas you're having trouble with. You can look at the intermediate route and see what gets replaced there if you want like suggestions for routing improvements as well, because the intermediate route does do ballroom clip, but it's not strictly necessary if you don't want to do it, so I chose to not include it in this beginner route. But yeah, so that's the end of Mermalair.